Get off the road!
All right. So yesterday, I was driving down scenic Highway 95, a fantastic road carved out of the canyons of southern Utah. It's simply awe-inspiring. And I really lost track of time because I kept stopping to take photos. And anyhow, the sun had set and I really needed to find a place to camp. So I only had maybe about an hour of twilight left. And I kept passing one potential road leading to a campsite after another, and finally I saw one, and I decided that I would stop and set up camp. Well, as I was driving around this road, the road meandered underneath. Wow. Oh, hang on, I'll show you in a second. I meandered around this road that looked to be going on to the other side of the highway, and I'm thinking, how is that possible? There's no bridge here. Well, there's actually a tunnel that fits just, is wide enough just to fit a vehicle. So I drive through and I kind of make this little drop down. I'm like, oh, that's a wash. I'm thinking, how, you know, I'm hoping that it doesn't rain because I would be trapped on the other side. And then I start going up this hill, and it's very steep, and I see a sign that says impassable when wet. I'm like, oh boy, I sure hope it doesn't rain. Anyhow, I make it up to the top and I find an amazing campsite. I have just a little bit of light left to set up a tent. I do so, and just as I'm finishing, I start to hear the pitter-patter of rain. I'm like, oh boy. Well, it's just really light, it'll be okay. Well, maybe an hour or two, well, maybe 2 hours later, I am trying to go to sleep, and the rain is really coming down quite steadily. And it kept me up. I must have been up for hours, and it just was raining non-stop. And then the worry set in. The sign that I saw that said impassable when wet, and then my recollection of the wash, that there was no way I was going to be able to pass if it rained. Murphy's Law, it all came true. I'm about to show you that now. Yep, I'm gonna be stuck here for a while. I mean, that is some seriously fast-flowing water, and it's got to be pretty darn deep as well. I'm actually going to make a marker so I can see where the water is now, and then maybe come back in a couple of hours. That's where I need to go. If I'm leaving footprints like that, imagine a truck tire. Well, despite being stranded and some stupid study that says flossing is no longer necessary, I'm still gonna do it. Well, it's been a couple of hours. I just had some breakfast and flew my drone around a little bit, and I'm gonna go check the stake and see if the water has receded a bit, but I am not very hopeful. The weather has turned very gray and overcast. It was looking really nice a couple hours ago when I woke up, but that's what the sky looks like to the east. And that's the way the river flows. So if it continues to rain, I might be stuck here for a couple of days. And I'm really not prepared for that. I don't have enough water or food. So we'll go check the stake right now. Well, in 2 hours, this is how much it's moved. About a foot. At that rate, and given that no more rain occurs, I think I'll be here till tomorrow for sure. My marker I set this morning at around 7 o'clock. It's about 11:30, and that's as far as it's gone. The water's gone down a little bit, but not enough to cross. Although, I always travel quite well prepared, and I have straps, and I even have a come-along. So I'm tempted to try and walk across while bringing my truck down here, tying a rope off and around my waist, just in case I get swept away, and see how deep and swift it is, and then maybe fasten a strap on the other side of the river, and just in case anything happens, I could jump out and attach my truck so it doesn't wash down the river. So it's something I'm contemplating. I may give it a little bit more time and see if it goes down a bit more. I am just very fearful that more water will be coming down this stream later this evening. The clouds have not cleared. It certainly could be raining east. Well, since I was able to make it across with the rope with no problem, I took the rope off so that I could go all the way across and see what it's like at the very end. And it's very deep water, but my biggest concern is I almost lost my keens. They were submerged into that mud, and I couldn't get my foot out. And I think the front tires are just gonna get totally stuck. I give this thing a 30% chance of success, but I'm not sure what the heck to do, because there are definitely storms looming. And there's nothing for me to tie the truck off to over there. Nothing sturdy enough. And there's just no way. I don't want to wait another day, because this thing could flow all day tomorrow with this potential rain. And with no internet access, I have no way of checking the satellite to see if, what the percentage of rain is. And definitely worried. Don't know what to do. Well, I have an idea. Well, or I had an idea. Right over there, I was thinking I could shovel some of the material out of the way, and that way where my tire tracks hit it, I'll get a little more traction. Unfortunately, one of my survival tools, my Army retractable shovel, is somehow it's missing. I don't have it. I don't know. So I thought I would improvise, and I used one of these plates. So while I was over there, my feet got so stuck in the mud that the momentum and the heaviness of the material I had in the plate, when I went to throw it downstream, it just came out of my hands. And so the plate went downstream. Unfortunately, this is the only one I have left. So I'm hoping this idea will work. Well, this is really not good. I've been over there trying to dig out that sand, and it is it's like quicksand with molasses built in. I mean, it's so thick and sticky. I lost one of my keens. This is what my other one looks like. So it was much easier to do it barefoot anyhow. But shit. I'm exhausted. I've been working over there for like an hour, and just as soon as I get it dug out, there's the water just washes more sand in there. Oh man, I just don't want to be stuck here for several days. I have no food left and just a very little water. I could probably filter some of this, but it's so dirty it's going to clog up my filter. And man, it is looking very threatening. I mean, I just don't have much time. The good thing is the river keeps receding, but it's so deep over there. I mean, it is at least a foot thick of that sandy molasses stuff. I know the truck's gonna get stuck right there on the other end. I think it'll get right to the end, but it's gonna get stuck. And then if it rains, this will fill up and it'll wash my truck right away. So, God, I just don't know what to do. Well, as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. And so I'm gonna collect some flat rocks, and since I can't remove the debris, I'm gonna go ahead and put some flat rocks on the soft sand, and hopefully that will give me enough surface area to get over that hump. So we'll see. I gotta find enough flat rocks. Yes, I can't believe it. Well, I can't believe it, but I am so excited. I can't believe it made it across so easily. This is a 2000 F-150 with 250,000 miles, and it made it across like almost 2 feet of water with no problem at all. And I have to tell you, I even had the emergency brake on. I completely spaced. It's really started raining, and I'm like, it is now or never. So I just got in the truck after I laid my last few rocks and just punched it. And I mean, not too fast. I started off slowly, but then I gave it as much juice as I could. And I really think those rocks at the end in the sandy area really made a big difference. And I just went up and over, no problem at all. And I can't believe I had the emergency brake on. So I am so excited. I mean, I was really getting worried. This was an epic camping adventure. I highly do not recommend attempting what I just did. I really thought this through. I've been planning it all day, thinking through all the logistics and stuff. So it wasn't just willy-nilly that I did this. So anyhow, well, that's it. Until next time, we'll see you on paved road.
Untitled Chapter.com